All right, everyone, time to talk once again about the Trump-Elon feud. I've already explained, I believe there is a measurable chance, probably a pretty good chance, that this is some sort of ruse. Trump has done this before. He drags people off on wild goose chases, and then they get lost in the weeds, and he's chuckling at them, basically. Musk has done the same thing, by the way. Both of these individuals are grandstanders. Both of these individuals have considerable egos. Now, you're allowed to have a considerable ego when you're the president of the United States or the richest immigrant to ever exist, happening to be African. I noticed that because his skin color is the wrong one, the liberals will still criticize him. If he had a different skin complexion, I doubt that they'd be willing to risk their jobs in order to do so. Here's the thing. While I believe that the feud is inauthentic, and I fully expect, like, in 2 weeks from now or something, Trump and Elon are going to come out of Air Force One together, hamming it up, and then go to a luncheon or something like that. If it is an authentic feud, it doesn't really matter. The harm isn't really done. Because more prosaic liberals, they're correctly, technically, unless it's a ruse, technically gauging the situation correctly and saying, well, this is great for our party. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are fighting with one another. Yeah, but here's the thing. You're not talking about anything else. You're only talking about how the right-wing brosifs decided to have a boyfriend breakup or something like that. Half, fully half, of the articles right now as I'm speaking on RCP's front page are about this issue. Do you not understand that they're draining the news cycle like a vampire? Seems to be possible. And Trump's response, supposedly, was to ask his aides, what the hell is the matter with him? I don't even understand. But you have this CNN article, link in the description, archived, of course, that says a source tells us that Trump is questioning his aides. This sounds an awful lot like attempting to tilt them against one another. And I think I know the reason why. The legacy media, which works for the Uniparty, is desperately afraid of the most powerful man in politics and the most rich man on the planet teaming up. It intimidates them, especially when Trump is kicking people out of the press corps and Elon as well is constantly criticizing legacy media, and you can't shut him up because he owns fucking Twitter. They're terrified of this pairing. They're absolutely terrified of it. And then there are right-wing commentators that are coming out and saying, well, this is unhelpful, don't do this. These are two relatively intelligent individuals, I think you would agree. It wouldn't make sense, therefore, for them to have a feud. So what other reason can we ascribe to the feud? Could it be a trap? Could it be a trick? Again, I think that we should keep an open mind. I am not sure that Trump and Musk actually do not like each other. It could be that Musk is simply generating attention. Of course, by generating controversy, when you own a social media platform, that makes you moolah. So this could also be a money-making scheme. In fact, if this is a genuine feud, Trump should ask whether Elon's not just clickbaiting, actually, more than anything else. But I don't believe in most of the legacy media reporting. When they say Trump is, confused and asking it goes along too much with the TDS line. In other words, he's confused, he's befuddled, he doesn't understand why his brosif has abandoned him. Doesn't that really sound like the kind of shit that we saw, after the 2016 election? Like Donald Trump peed on the bed. Donald Trump had hookers pee on the bed. Donald Trump peed on the hookers. Donald Trump is actually retarded. He doesn't even know where he is. All of the projections, by the way, which were actually more associated with the Biden administration, although in Biden's case, I think he only peed his pants. I don't think it had to do with hookers. Getting it up at that age might be a little bit difficult, you know? Is he taking a little purple pill, or is he taking a CIA super drug or something like that? World may never know. But the feud has gobbled up the entire news cycle. I mean, there's barely anything else that people are talking about at the moment. That's the Cash Patel story. He went on Rogan to tell him he got swatted. I didn't see any goddamn thing about this. I had to get a DM on Twitter in order to know that it even happened. Thank you, by the way, for the news tip, Mr. Hodge. This is insane. I've never actually seen the news cycle so flooded, except for right after elections, when somebody wins, somebody loses, and everyone is either really happy or sour grapes, and so that's basically the news cycle for a couple of days. But as far as a non-election year, I haven't really seen um, this many articles on a single issue in one place at the same time. It's very strange to me because it's not even really interesting when you think about it. Okay, Donald Trump got criticized by Elon Musk and is now potentially questioning their relationship. How is this even newsworthy except that the fact that the involvement involves the leader of the free world, which is a moniker that I generally don't use, but whatever, and the richest man in the world? Well, again, I think it's more the legacy media freaking out about the fact that they've got a pairing going on, and that the first 100 days that Trump was in office were marked by Doge, basically. Oh, yeah, we found $17 billion of waste in this particular federal bureau. You might want to do something about that. And I know Elon is more of an austerity guy, so there might be a genuine disagreement with regards to the budget. That I don't deny. But to say that they've had a falling out and now Musk and Trump are at war, and the Democrats patting themselves on the back and chuckling at this, you might want to be cautious about how happy you are because you might not get what you want. It could be a ruse, or it could be just a topical disagreement. And Musk, he bloviates on Twitter regularly. Trump has Truth Social, he does the same thing. And it's just like fighting words or something like that. But I have a feeling that Musk is not abandoning his principles. Neither, by the way, is Trump. While they don't agree on every issue, admittedly, I don't think that they're enemies at this point. So again, I mean, the news will gobble it down like water, but it's not really even newsworthy when you think about it. They're trying to force the issue, and that makes me suspicious. That's about all. Peace out.